So you're Rabble.
Yes.
You do things on Nostr, right? You're a developer. Yes. What kind of things are you working on these days?
I am working on community apps on Nostr.
Okay.
And with Jack Dorsey, we just launched a new fund called And Other Stuff.
Okay.
Where we're building sort of the future of Nostr apps. And we're trying to provide sort of more coherence in the Nostr ecosystem, not just developing funding for developers, but the other parts of the ecosystem.
Okay.
So that it is remains open and adopted, and we're very excited about Cashew.
Okay.
And integrating that more directly with Nostr, not just Zaps. Zaps are cool, but
so over not Zaps, but eCash.
Yes, eCash.
Okay.
On Nostr.
eCash on Nostr, and Other Stuff is a fund. So that means like a VC fund or like
no, it's a nonprofit.
Nonprofit. Okay.
We got $10 million of funding.
That's a lot. Okay.
It's a lot.
Well, it doesn't go as far as you would think.
I know, you wish it would go farther.
Yeah.
And we're building open source Nostr technology.
Okay,
We
cool.
built the app that was launched here, Chorus.
Chorus, yeah. I put a bitcoin++ community on it. That was fun. Okay. And I saw an And Other Stuff one. I was wondering what that was. Okay.
Yeah, we made it.
It's your project.
Yes.
Got it. All right. And so you guys are looking for, so you built Chorus.community, right?
Yep.
So is it open for anyone who wants to join?
Yep, it's open for anyone who wants it, and it's open source.
And it's open source. And you guys, the cool story that people have been talking about here at the Oslo Freedom Forum is how you guys built it in 4 days.
Yes.
What did that look like? Like, whose idea was it? How did they decide why? Yeah, what's the story there?
It was Jack's idea.
It was Jack's idea. So Jack wakes up one morning and he's like, I'm going to
He's
build
like,
an app.
he's like, I want to bring people together, and I want to build something, and I want to figure out how to build it with vibe coding.
Okay.
Or he's even like, I'm just going to go beyond vibe coding. He's like, I'm not going to even look at the code. It's called YOLO coding, which is just like, tell it to build it and then deploy it.
Okay. Oh, so you just you tell it and you deploy it, and whatever you get is what you get, kind of?
Well, you accept and reject it.
I see. Okay.
So
it's an iterative process. But
we got together in January in Costa Rica for a Human Rights Foundation event.
Okay.
And from that, we got the idea of starting the And Other Stuff Fund.
Okay.
And having a hackathon leading up to the Oslo Freedom Forum.
Oh, okay.
And we then rented an Airbnb in Switzerland, and we all went to Switzerland and sat on the top of a mountain and spent all day and night coding. But not even looking at the code anymore, because that's the thing that's changed so much.
Right.
We're using this Goose app that it's like Cursor or Cloud Code.
Okay.
That Block developed for agentic programming.
Got it. Okay, so you're using a Goose AI. Is it an IDE?
Kind of the IDE where you cannot see the source code.
Interesting. Wow. All right. And that's what in Chorus.community.
That's how we built it.
Came out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and it works pretty well.
Yeah.
I was using it earlier. I couldn't tag anyone, but Liz said that's not implemented yet.
No, we don't have that yet.
Okay. Yeah.
It's on the list.
Okay, you can hashtags, but no.
You can hashtag, but you can't mention people.
Can't mention people. That's cool. So do you think vibe coding that's the future? Should people? Should people learn to code if you can just?
No, you shouldn't learn to code.
No more learning to code. Okay.
If you want to work on Bitcoin and the core libraries, yes, absolutely learn to code. But
I should hope so. Yeah.
And there are those core libraries and things like that. Yeah, you definitely want to do. But I don't actually think that you want most people for what we're doing.
Right.
You shouldn't be learning to code. What you should be doing is learning how to run all of these systems.
Okay.
And build software. And you can build stuff so fast.
By run these systems, you mean run things like Goose?
Yes.
Or Cursor?
Run the agentic programming systems where you're connect this system and that system and then talk about it and then try and build it and then have it come together. It's sort of mind-blowing what we can do.
Yeah. You guys, 4 days, is a whole chat app. Is it a chat app? What kind of app would you...
It's a group app. It's a community app.
Okay, it's a community app. What makes a community app different than maybe a group chat or Twitter?
So Twitter is just a person-to-person. These are all the feeds of people you're following.
Sure.
And it coalesces into a community because people can follow links on hashtags, or they can follow lists, or they follow a group of people, and you can hear the conversations around it.
Right.
And I don't know if people know this, but if you put the mention someone at the beginning of a tweet, it only shows that tweets to people that you and they follow in common.
Interesting.
So it cuts, it has a way of silencing a larger conversation. And people don't realize that Twitter does this.
This is interesting, yeah.
And so what we built with Chorus, though, is a little bit more like Nostr meets Reddit.
Okay.
So there are moderators and admins who can decide whether or not those posts go in the group or not.
Got it.
And they can kick people out and they can remove stuff, but it is all public.
Cool. That's cool. So public groups of some content moderation, but anyone can see it still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. All right. So you guys vibe coded it up in the Switzerland. Are you is it done? Is it finished? Is there more? I mean, you can't do tags yet. Tag people.
No, so we keep releasing it. But we haven't even decided, is this a long-term project?
Right. I mean, it wasn't a long-term launch, right? It took you 4 days to get it out. Yeah.
One of the interesting things, though, is the way we said that the group itself should have a wallet.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we gave everyone 5,000 sats who were here at the conference.
Yeah, okay.
Who joined up. And then you can send those, and they're real sats. You can send them directly to other people, but you could also send them to the group.
Yeah, I have a group. I've been getting sats. What do I do with them?
If you go into the wallet, you can send it to any Lightning node.
Oh, okay. But it just the group gets the sats.
No, you as the group owner gets the sats.
I get the sats. Okay. It's not like a democracy then to see who votes on what.
No, we need to build that.
Okay, I see. Okay,
so that's one of the things I'm excited about building is how do we decide collective fundraising?
Okay.
Because traditionally, software is paid for two ways. Social software, group software. You either pay for it like Meetup and Slack. Someone owns it. They put the money in.
Right.
And they have to pay out of pocket.
Right.
Or your audience is sold off to advertisers like Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard of this one. Yeah.
Yeah. You heard of it, and all sorts of negative externalities.
Yes.
That's how it works.
Right.
We're exploring what is a third option, which is you're using the software. It has services you need to pay for.
Right.
Media hosting, domain names.
Software's not free.
Software's not free.
Right.
Or even things that aren't software that you want to have a meetup. Do you rent a back room in a bar? Do you buy a round of pizza? That kind of stuff. And each person in the group can contribute what they feel like.
Right.
But you get badges for contributing, and you get a progress bar of we have a ghost newsletter site. It's going to cost us $500 a year. This is how much we need to raise so that we can cover the cost of the thing. And then everybody who's participating in the community gets to contribute. And the more you contribute, you don't get more financial reward out of it, but you get more status. We acknowledge people's contributions.
Got it. Okay.
Like a community radio station, or the way in which churches pass the hat and people tithe.
Right.
This is just adapting that old model to this thing. And so
the new thing.
That's the exciting part that we're playing with and other stuff is how do we apply new models of money for this sort of collective social problem.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the thing about passing a hat at collection during the church is that you kind of feel like you have all the people together, and there's some social pressure to put money in the hat when it comes past.
Yes.
How are you guys going to replicate that on internet?
So we're going to replicate it on internet by giving people badges.
Okay, badges.
And showing up at a thing and giving people kudos for the donations.
Got it.
And
so recognition.
Recognition. And so, here is the moderators will set the goals.
Sure. Okay.
And then everybody who is a contributor gets different things, and maybe the people running the groups can set different levels.
Right.
Bronze, silver, gold, platinum contributor.
Yeah.
Those things.
Got it. Okay.
And you these are the sponsors, and you try and give them social rewards for the financial contributions.
So proof of contribution.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
And because it's all signed and it's decentralized and everything else, you can verify who is getting the money, and you can let the group have then transparency about where the money's spent.
Cool. Okay.
So someone's not just taking it. And
so accountability, really.
Accountability, yeah.
Yeah, social accountability for fundraising and use of funds.
Yep. And I think that like fixing that part of the money problem is really important.
It's a big one, yeah. Because sustainability requires money, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of want to go back. Like this is all about how core is that community. This is what you're hoping to add. It's like these like levels of fundraising and status to it, that sort of project. And I'm assuming you guys are going to keep YOLO coding that to make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So like for and other stuff, this like fund that you've created with Jack Dorsey. How are you guys? So like I'm assuming you're going to be super encouraging people to be vibe coding projects. So looking at people's technical skills probably won't be as important maybe as it was in the past. I don't know, but what are you going to use for like people that want to build projects in that space that maybe and other stuff would think of them as candidates? Like,
so we have in the Nostr space OpenSats.
Yeah.
We have an organization that if you're building software, you go and you apply for it, you get a grant.
Right.
And other stuff is not trying to do something like that.
Got it. Okay.
And other stuff is not an organization you go to apply for grants for.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And other stuff is working directly with people in the Nostr ecosystem to advance 5 things. We want to fix usability and onboarding.
Right. Yeah.
We want to fix groups. So NIP29 groups, NIP72 groups, all these different like public groups, private groups. We want really good secure communication. So message layer security, which is the Signal-like private communication.
MLS.
MLS,
okay.
Yep. And we are working with full implementations of that with White Noise, the app, which is coming up. And
so is White Noise one of your projects?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's part of the coalition.
Very cool. Okay, so it's a coalition.
Yes.
Project.
And
cool.
we are providing ongoing funding for Cashew, so that the full Cashew team gets funding for their work.
Very cool.
And we are trying to figure out how to make Nostr the best place for AI.
Okay.
So like if you want
to... That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, that's...
okay, yeah.
So the $10 million doesn't go very far.
Okay.
But we think that as a permissionless open network, that with MCPs and DVMs and all these other things like that, that we're going to be able to make Nostr a better place for building on, using, and deploying AI than any of the other protocols or centralized platforms.
Here's a dumb question. Okay, so you guys were using AI like the Goose app.
Yes.
Is it called Goose app or Goose platform?
Goose, I don't know.
Goose YOLO.
I think it's just called the Goose app.
The Goose app. Okay, so you're using Goose, which is an AI coding tool.
Yeah.
Or like maybe app development tool is a better word. Doesn't seem like there's
agent tool or something.
Agent tool. Okay, so you're using Goose. I guess my question is like, okay, like where does Nostr fit in that picture? You're using AI, or is this a different sort of AI that you're seeing people interact with?
So we are using AI to build Nostr things.
Right, exactly.
And we think we're going to go from a world where there are lots of big Nostr apps that have been around a long time.
Sure, like Amethyst maybe.
Amethyst and Primal and Damus and Nos, which was my app, to a world of we have lots of components and libraries. And people are able to vibe code into existence the app for themselves that works like themselves.
So it's almost like personalized medicine, except like personalized social communicating.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then we have a set of libraries and tools and prompts and things like that that make it really easy to build these apps.
Got it. Okay.
But less power inside, like the monolithic power of the app or the organization.
This episode is brought to you by BTCplusplus, the premier technical conference series for Bitcoin developers. BTC++ is not your typical Bitcoin conference. It's a world-class gathering of engineers, hackers, and builders focused on the cutting edge of Bitcoin development. From protocol research to Lightning, smart contracts, covenants, privacy tools, and beyond, BTC++ dives deep into the work that's shaping the future of Bitcoin. Join us for our next event in Riga, Latvia on August 7th and 8th, focused on Bitcoin privacy, and see all our upcoming events across the globe at btcplusplus.dev.
So like maybe Nostr then becomes the place that if you're creating a new tool that you want to plug into an AI ecosystem that someone could use to vibe code their own solution to a communication group problem, Nostr would be a piece that helps communicate what tools are available? Or
and so we're going to use AI to build Nostr stuff, but we're also going to use Nostr to build AI stuff.
Cool. All right, yeah.
I don't know if you have talked to Pablo about what he's doing, but he has AI agents that communicate over Nostr relays between each other.
Okay.
So he has an ecosystem of AI agents that go in and collaborate, and they're all writing Nostr messages to each other.
Okay.
And they're using Nostr to build this bot network of stuff. And
what do the bots do? They talk to each other?
He's building the Nostr software using a bot network of Nostr bots.
Okay, got it.
So like the rewrite of Highlighter is a whole series of bots that are writing code snippets, and then they send the code snippets to each other over Nostr.
Wow, okay.
And then have the bots have access to their own wallets, and they're given like a faucet of funding to them. So the bots are able then to pay for the services they need in order to build themselves.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So he's building a bot army for Nostr tech.
Yes, a bot army for building Nostr tech.
For building Nostr tech. Cool.
On Nostr.
Is this something that's like accessible? Like it's on Nostr, it's an open platform. Is that like an accessible thing that like anyone else can get access to because Pablo's built it there? Or is
yes, it is, but it's very new.
It sounds very new, yeah.
So you have to if you go and look at his GitHub, it's there.
Right.
But it's not very documented yet.
Got it.
But it envisions a future where everybody who is using this is able to contribute to building. So the line between developer and user is getting blurrier and blurrier.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you almost like put your intentions or desires that you want out there into this Nostr universe of AI agents, and they make it happen for you?
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay.
One of the and other stuff projects is this thing called MKStack.
Okay.
And I think it's mkstack.com. I don't remember. But you go there, and it's 4 lines. You like copy and paste 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 3 commands, and then you give it the statement of what you want to build.
Okay.
And it can be as broad as, I want a meetup.com clone that uses Nostr.
Cool. All right.
And it's got all of the prompts and the software libraries and everything figured out, and it gives it to you.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. So I could try this for
Yes.
a project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
mkstack.com.
Yep.
Cool.
And you should try it, because you can just like since we've been starting to do it, like one of the people on the team, Liz, is not a programmer at all.
Right, yeah.
And she has built a dozen Nostr apps
Oh, wow. Okay.
in the last month.
Wow. So she's becoming an expert at how to use these tools.
Yes.
Are there any downsides to that kind of like operating at that level with building these sorts of tools? Or do you think it's like no, that's like the future. That's where people should be. There's really no downsides.
It is absolutely the future, and totally there's downsides. This is not something you should trust your money to.
Okay.
This is not if you're going to have, if you're one of the human rights activists who are here at the Oslo Freedom Forum, don't trust your freedom on something like this.
Right, got it. Okay. And the reasons for that is that it's not, no one spent a lot of time making sure it's really private.
Exactly. Or, security is really hard.
Security is really hard.
Security is really hard. Privacy is really hard. The software does have bugs. But most of the time, for most of what we need, it's fine.
Like for non-critical
stuff.
Yeah. So how does so you said don't use money on it. One of the platforms that you guys are working on it and other stuff is cashew level stuff.
Which we are doing. We are not vibe coding the cashew libraries.
Okay, cool.
We're vibe coding the implications of putting cashew libraries into stuff.
Right, got it.
But the core Mint and wallet infrastructure, we're being very careful with.
So if you want to be a payments developer, you should learn to code.
Absolutely.
But if you want to build things with payments, you should vibe code with cashew
and use someone's libraries and everything else.
Got it, okay.
Cool. And then you don't have to really understand how it all works.
Is that a good thing?
I mean...
Depends, right?
Depends, but think about it this way. When, I'm old enough that when I went to go learn programming, people are like, you should learn assembly.
Right.
And you should learn, Pascal and Fortran and all of these, super old programs.
No one uses them anymore, yeah.
And all of these old languages where you have to do all of the memory management
Right.
stuff. And people are like, you should use C. It's a modern new language. And it is painful. You have to have a lot of knowledge of how the systems work.
You do.
And if you mess it up and you mess up your pointer math and everything else, you introduce security problems.
Right, yeah.
And you have to do your own garbage collection. We don't do that anymore. We have compilers. And now we've gone beyond compilers.
Tools have been built. Tools have been built
And so,
that manage these problems for you, right?
yeah, what
Right.
I see us having in the agentic programming world is a new layer of tools. And that makes it more accessible and more people can participate.
Cool. Cool. Is there anything else you're excited about or think people should know about and other stuff, other projects you're working on?
I'm just super excited about that. I'm also excited about communicating around this and stuff. So I'm launching a new podcast.
Oh, that's
called
right. Yeah.
Revolution.social.
Revolution.social.
And
Okay.
I'm interviewing a bunch of people who are in the space. So I've interviewed Jack Dorsey.
Very cool.
But I have lined up the CEO of Medium and of Substack and Jay Graber over at Blue Sky and Yoel Roth, who handled trust and safety at Twitter, and saying, okay, of all these people who are running all these big platforms and the independent ones too, where should we be going and what should we be doing and how do we understand it? Because I think we need a Bill of Rights. I think we need a social media Bill of Rights.
Okay.
That isn't just, I own my data, because it's social. So I should own my identity. I should have the right to privacy and security. I should have the right to agency over algorithms. How does the algorithm work and which ones do I want? I should have the right to self-governance. You can do moderation, but I should be able to choose what moderation system I have. And I should have the right to exit in interoperability. I don't like your app, I can leave. I don't like your protocol, I can leave. And so I think we need to be advocating for these rights. And anytime someone introduces a new system, we
Demand those rights.
Do we have these rights?
Right, I see.
And so the reason I'm doing the podcast is to interview a bunch of people to refine these rights and try and build a broad movement around it that isn't limited to one group.
Got it.
So Substack, proprietary software, venture capital-backed company, but they fulfill the rights pretty well.
Right.
Like if you want to leave Substack and go to Ghost, they let you.
Right.
If you want to control, you control your payments in Substack. Like you control who can do comments in your like little Substack space. So I am trying to build a very big tent about what you're doing. And Nostr is an anchor in that tent, but there are many other parts of it.
Very cool. So people, has it shipped yet? Is it something that people?
Yeah, so you can go to rights.social.
Rights.social, okay.
And there's a little bit of a campaign there and description of the rights and an evaluation of all the different platforms and which ones meet them and don't meet them. The podcast is at revolution.social.
Your first episode's up already?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
Not yet.
Coming soon, TM.
It's been recorded, but it's not put up yet.
Cool. All right.
And then we have the Chorus app and another version of the social app, Olis, Holis,
Holis,
which is like a cute way of saying hola in Spanish.
Okay.
And so olis.social.
Okay.
And yeah.
You're really getting all the social.
I buy lots of .social domain names.
Domain names. I'm noticing a trend here.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I think it's an incredibly exciting time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's cool. So if people want to follow your projects, get in touch with you, these are all good places to do it.
Yeah,
sounds like.
and follow me on Nostr.
Follow you on Nostr and your Rabble.
I'm Rabble.
Cool. Thanks so much, Rabble.
Thank you so much for having me.